What's going on, guys? It is Lucas, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys pretty much a guide to applying for that helper application and some tips that I have. I have never been a helper or a moderator or anything of that sort on Hypixel. I have been a member since 2016, but I do have some things under my belt that are kind of going to reflect on what I'm about to say that might make it important, you sit back and listen. So real quickly though, a tiny bit about me, a little bit on my background is I had 8 months of experience moderating on another server, a part of the staff team. And I'm not going to talk about the server just for publicity reasons, and hey, it's Hypixel that we're talking. And then after that I stepped down for some family issues and got the opportunity to be an assistant crew advisor, which was pretty awesome. That's basically the guy who's making sure the special events fall in place and, keeping in touch with parents and all that paperwork. And excuse my annoying dog in the background. But now that you guys know a tiny bit of some of the things I've got to do, we're going to talk about things I've learned. And we're talking the helper application and filling this out correctly. The first biggest thing is just pulling up that template that Hypixel actually gives you, the helper application writing guide, because that's going to tell you all the do's and don'ts to writing your application. Like, hey, don't use excessive colors when writing your application, because I promise you guys nobody wants to read an application that looks like a rainbow and is going to leave them with eye strain when they're finished. And another thing to really know when writing your application is when and when not to use those special features like bold and emojis. And honestly, leave the emojis out completely if you guys want to. It's going to look a lot more professional. But don't use bold characters every other sentence. It's really annoying. No one wants to read that. Use the bold characters, maybe when you're like answering a question or restating the question, Use those bold characters selectively, because nobody wants to read an application that's like a jumping jacks of bold letters. Another really important value when it comes to writing an application is the detail. And this is a really hard one to hit on, because you don't want to use too much, but you don't want to not use enough. Because nobody wants to hear your life story, hear how you got your first dog or how you got your first job. But it's important you let them know, hey, I have had a job that prepares me a little bit more for this role. And then knowing how to hit on some of those key values and things that you've learned from that job, and how the experience that you've had with that is going to kind of prepare you for this role and make you that right fit. A little bit off topic, but when I was a senior in high school and I was writing resumes, my English teacher would always tell me, there's hundreds of people writing resumes, how can you make yours stand out than the guy next to you? And that's how I want you guys to feel about your application, especially when you're writing it. And that kind of pulls us into our next topic of just being you and being honest. I know a lot of people have probably heard that saying, say what they want to hear, and that's like the biggest lie you've been told growing up. Sorry to break it to you. But if you're just being a kiss tail and saying what it is you believe the person reading it wants to hear, there's a 80% chance that you're twisting it and you're lying in what it is you're saying. So don't necessarily focus on saying what it is you think the reader's going to want to hear, but focus on you and the things that you love and why you chose this role. Because you should never have to change who you are when it comes to something you're passionate about. And I promise all of you guys later on in life, you'll get a lot more respect from those around you if you can really just stay true to yourself and not focus on saying the right thing or presenting that fake image. I can't hit that and stress that thing enough. This is kind of where the wheel comes into your hands, and it just plays into your part now. But one more thing I want to hit, it seems really self-explanatory, but believe it or not, it's really not. The Hypixel age limit. It is 16 years old, which to some people that's a deal breaker. But please, please, please do not lie about your age, you guys. Trust me, I've been there before. There was a time I was 15 years old and I wanted to moderate on a server and you had to be 17 years old. I'm now 18, so I don't have that problem anymore. But trust me, I've been there before and I know how it feels. But do not break that trust with the staff of the server or anybody on the server at that point. Lies always hit the surface at one point and it will be found out eventually. It's very important. Like I said, stay true to who you are. If you're 15 years old and you're watching this video, don't lie and say, hey, I'm 16. Just wait it out till it's your birthday, because I promise you guys, people will respect you a lot more for just being that open and honest person. And then one more thing that I want to say with this helper application guide video and just some things that I'm talking about. If you did make it to the end, I wish you guys all the best of luck on your application, and I hope that there's something that I helped you guys with, maybe give you an idea or even change your mind on some things. And one last thing, if you guys are applying for that helper spot, it is your job to not only capture their attention but let them know why you are the best fit for that role. not just the traits you have, but your personality, what's different about you, and what skills you have that makes you stand out from the others. Don't be that bland, boring person who says what it is they want to hear, but be that person who does the opposite and be passionate and stand out about what it is you want. Thank you guys so much. It is Lucas, and I hope that this video helped you guys or even taught you something. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys all have a phenomenal night or day, whatever time it is for you. Peace out.